The hardest thing I've ever done in my whole entire life.
I know you want me. Everything I told me when you're lonely. Yeah, you see you think you know.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Trey and I am a resident physician in lovely Atlanta, Georgia. And I make videos about my life and my journey through medicine. So if any of that sounds remotely interesting to you, don't forget to like this video, comment down below to join our lovely squad of Trey Bays, and subscribe. So today's video I said would be a little hot and spicy. Why is it hot and spicy? Because I'm gonna be telling you guys all the things I wish I had known before I decided to become a doctor. I don't want this to be like a super negative video, but I do want to be real with you guys. There's a lot of things that I honestly had no idea about. And do I think they would have majorly changed my decision ultimately to become a doctor? Probably not, but at least I would have been, prepared for the craziness that I have signed up for. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. The first thing I wish I had known was the amount of debt that I was going to be in. Doctors are also notoriously horrible with money, but I think it's because we spend so much time making nothing and working so hard and making nothing. We do get paid, during residency, but those 4 years of medical school, you're taking out loans to live. And even with that, I was getting maybe $13,000 per semester to live and go out and do things. So now I'm making about $55,000 per year. So it is an increase, and I'm still trying to live like I'm broke. But if you were to look at the amount of debt that I'm in, it's over 300,000. Yeah. And most medical schools are pretty expensive. Some are cheaper than others. If you get a scholarship, that's great. But yeah, it's expensive. I mean, if you look at how much doctors make over 10 years at their full salary, it's okay, it's not that much, but it is that much. Keep that in mind. There are cheaper careers out there. There are faster careers out there, which leads me into my next thing, which is time. Being a doctor, let's go ahead and just total it up. So you go through kindergarten to 12th grade. Then you're going to do 4 years of undergrad. Then you're going to do another 4 years of medical school. Then depending upon what you want to do, you're going to spend anywhere between 3 years to up to 7 years in residency. And then if you want to specialize, I want to specialize in cardiology. So I'll do 3 years of internal medicine and then another 3 years of cardiology fellowship, 3 to 4 years, give or take. So yeah. And I won't be making my full doctor salary until I'm 30, 31. So if you can pick a career that fulfills you, that doesn't take as long, I would say to do that. I'm not trying to talk you guys out of becoming a doctor. Being a doctor is very nice, but like I said, we're going to get into the nitty and the gritty. The next thing is residency. And why does residency get its own section? Residency, thus far, and I've only been in it for about 5 months now, is the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole entire life. I work, come home, sleep, work. It's insane. It's literally insane. And it feels like it's nonstop, and it's literally a marathon with a couple breaks in between. you know, but in general, it's just so hard. And being a doctor is no joke, okay? And residency is no joke. Apparently things get better. Things get better after residency, fellowship's a little better, and then being an attending is very nice. But it's still a mental exhaustion that I was not prepared for. You do 24-hour calls, you do mostly 12-hour days, 6 days a week. For why, I don't know. I don't know why we have to do that. But that is the reality. The next thing, which I kind of touched on, is time. So we talked about like how long you're in school, but just in general, I didn't realize that doctors and residents are responsible for patients 24/7. So what does that mean? That means that even though I go in at 6:45 every morning, and I might get all my patient stuff wrapped up around 3 o'clock, and I feel like they're safe, they're tucked in, I can go ahead and head out. I cover my pager until 8 o'clock at night. So that means I'm at the grocery store, I get a page. If I need to put in an order, Trey needs to go home. Depending upon what hospital I'm at. Some hospitals I can put in orders from my phone. Other hospitals I have to be available at a computer to be able to put in orders. Or, God forbid, I have to drive back up to the hospital because something happens. So you are responsible for patients literally 12 hours out of the day, which is a very long time. If not 24 hours, because we, like I said, we do 24-hour calls. But I don't know why I didn't know that. I don't know why I thought when like doctors left for the day, they were just like left alone. You're never left alone. The next thing that I wish I had known is that my health was going to be put on not just the back burner. Like, let's imagine my health being behind the stove in like the tiny crevice crack that never gets cleaned. Meaning, we typically do not have time to even go see our own doctors or go to a dentist or really like work out. Like, there's time that can be made, but it's like a lot of juggling. So I have to say,
okay, today I want to work out, but that means that I can't cook dinner today. So hopefully I cook dinner on another day and arrange a very tiny sliver of 30 to 45 minutes that I can work out, but I'm not going to be able to do my hair that day. And I'm definitely not going to be able to do my nails or read. But I need to read, so I'm going to read because I need to read about my patient, so that means I'm not going to work out.
like, it's so much like manipulating your time that you often get put to the side, which is not healthy, but unfortunately that's like a harsh reality of being a doctor, I think. And like I said, things get better after residency, but it is a lot of putting others in front of yourself. Next thing I wish I'd known is that this is drastically affecting my family and life planning. I used to think that I would get married at the age of 24, or by the age of 24. And now, every year, I become more and more averse, not to the idea of getting married, but it's just like, I don't have time to get married. I don't have time to have a husband. I barely have time for myself. I couldn't imagine, in which I know people do it. There are residents that get married and have kids in residency, but how? Where does the time just get created? Do you sleep? I guess they sleep like 6 hours. I need 8 hours of sleep. I've still been averaging around 8 to 9 hours of sleep. That's a whole different video. We can go into my sleep schedule and my sleep hygiene because that is very important to me. But I know that once I get married and have kids, those are not going to be things that are going to be afforded to me, unfortunately. But yeah, being a doctor definitely shifts those plans. The next thing is tests. If you don't like taking tests, you 1010% should not become a doctor, because literally The whole entirety of your being is going to be learning and taking tests. They may become less frequent. They will become less frequent, but they will still exist. And they are not, you know, a little pop quiz. These are long ass tests, okay? Long. Hours. 6 hours, 8 hours, 9-hour exams, 2-day exams, 3-day exams. I don't know why we have to do these things. I don't know if it's like, how bad do you want to be a doctor? Will you sit through this 9-hour exam with a couple of breaks where you have to pee all the time? Or will you not become a doctor? But at this point, you're in so much debt, you have no choice. So you just have to do it. But yeah, it's a lot of test taking and a lot of learning, especially if you're at an academic institution, which is like if you're at a hospital that is associated with a medical school. Lunchtime is learning every day. Conferences every day. Do you want to present this case? Every day. In the middle of rounds, let's learn. Every day. It's non-stop. And I thought I loved learning, and I do, but sometimes on top of all the work we have to do, it's a little bit overwhelming. And the last thing I wish I had known is the amount of responsibility. It goes without saying, I feel like I should have known that doctors have to be very responsible. But it's things like, okay, let's say in clinic, I tell this patient, I want you to go get these labs done. And something comes back abnormal. I legally have to tell that person this abnormal test result in some form of communication, letter, phone call. Phone call is better if it's emergency. Within 2 weeks in the state of Georgia. So, what does that mean? That means that if you're constantly having to follow up on things. So even though I saw that patient on Monday and it is now Friday and I just saw a whole new batch of new patients that I'm also going to have to follow up things for, I still have to make sure I look at those labs for that patient from Monday and make sure that she gets those labs. And it also means that, let's say that I'm now on a different rotation at a different hospital and something comes back. Even though I'm not at that hospital, if I know of it, I need to let one of my colleagues who is at that hospital and is covering for me know that this very important lab needs this done, or I need them to follow up with this doctor, or I need this referral sent. It's a lot of phone calls, it's a lot of interaction, but at the base of it is that I've now taken on the responsibility of someone else's health and somebody else's care. And it's exhausting. But overall, I will say I'm very happy. I have lots of support. I couldn't imagine. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. I always say like I couldn't imagine doing anything else. Now I actually have a list of other things that I think I might have enjoyed doing. Maybe not more than being a doctor, but like I could have been happy. But that'll be another video. So if you made it to the end of this video, make sure that you like it. Make sure that you comment down below. Let's just comment something random like a snake. Let's make it look like, you all remember when Kim Kardashian came for Taylor Swift about being a little snaky, and then there's all those snakes underneath all Taylor Swift's pictures. Put some snakes down there so everyone's super confused. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Mwah.